Hey, welcome back to EasedEdge. We have come a long ways in this setup process, and congratulations, you are ready to set up your first customer. Super simple, really. By the time you get through the bulk of that setup, everything starts to get really, honestly, easier and easier. All we're going to do to create a new customer is you've got your tabs up here at the top, and over on the far left, you've got a little plus sign. We're going to go to that plus sign and hit customer. That's the new customer button. That's the best button in the software, because if you're clicking that 20 times a day, we're golden. Everybody's golden. So let's hit that button, customer, and here is where we get the field to create a new customer. One quick thing I want to go over is you see the top button up here, the top select. It says parent reseller account. This is where most companies have what we term as parent resellers. And that would be someone that's selling the countertops through you, or you're selling it through them. So for instance, Home Depot, if you sell to Home Depot, they would be a parent reseller account. If you work for cabinet shops, builders, they typically would be the reseller. And then the job is the actual, it'd be the address if it's a spec home, or it'd be the customer info if you're selling to their customer. So we'll get into creating a reseller in just a little bit. The first thing we're going to do is create a customer, though. So we're going to leave this parent reseller account field blank for now, because this is going to be a job that's standalone. It's by itself. There is no reseller. First thing you do is you select your account manager. Usually your account manager is different than the salesperson. It depends on your business model. You'll know who to select, because some people, their account manager and their salesperson is the same person. But anyway, your account manager is typically the person that's going to do the proposal and is going to communicate with the customer on specific job details. So let's select an account manager, and then we're going to put in the job name. Now, there's a couple different approaches with job name. Some people assign an actual number, like a PO. The software will generate a customer number once you've created the customer. So typically what you'll do is you'll put a last name. So let's just put Anderson, and then this will be the Anderson job. And then first name and last name, John Doe. And you see here, this would be Anderson as well. So you see here, I've got the last name and I've got the job name. They're both the same. And that's because on Homeowner Direct, what we call retail, a lot of times the job name is the last name, and then you still put the last name in for email purposes and event purposes, so the last name shows up as the last name. Another way to do this is to put the job name as, what would be an example, an address, again, a PO number if you use PO numbers. There's a couple different scenarios. You'll know what's best for your company. Then we get to the phone number. Let's put in a phone number. And then you can put here type if this is cell. And then if you want to add more phone numbers, just click on the plus sign. And we'll put in another phone number. And this will be office or home phone. Doesn't matter. You can add as many phone numbers as you want. Sometimes if you're recording the first names of the couple, if it's a married couple, John and Jill, you can put down in here Jill's phone number and John's phone number. So let's make this right here, this one, John cell, and then we'll put another phone number in here, and we'll call this Jill cell. That way we have all the information we need. We're going to put their email in. Let's just john@yahoo.com. Don't send anything to that email because I'm sure it's a real one. And then address 542 North 2nd Street, and city, Rossville, Kansas, 66536. Then you can add a billing address if that's different than the actual ship to address, and you can put in specific customer notes. Now we get to the custom fields. This is a direct to homeowner. Is it a callback? Nope, this is a new customer. It's residential. It is retail. The salesperson this is where the salesperson can be different than the account manager if you break out those roles. In this case, let's put Andrew Jackson as the salesperson. And what is the sales location? If you have multiple locations, multiple showrooms, you can put which location it's sold out of. What was the lead source? We're going to call this one a referral. And then because I've made this other custom field earlier in the process, I have 2 salesperson fields. Nobody would have that. That's because it's the demo software. But I'll just put one in because I think I put it as a mandatory field. I'm going to save this customer. Now, as you can see, it automatically put it into the lead status and created the first task, which is create an estimate. I've got an activity feed. As you can see, there's been no activity on this customer yet, and I've got my job details over here on the left. I've got my custom fields, my notes, and if there's been any issues and holdups, I've got that box here as well. You can edit any of these details from the customer file. The way to get to the customer file is to go to your customer list. You can sort by status. Let's go through and find it in lead, Anderson, or you can search up here. I'll just put in the first couple of letters. There's my job, Anderson. Another way to find it as you get more and more customers is you have all these different filters. So let's say I can't remember the job name, but I know it's probably in lead. I'm just going to search for all my jobs in lead, and I can also put other tags. So if I know my account manager is Bob, I'm going to search for that. I've got it narrowed down a little bit. There's Anderson. I also know that it's got an uncompleted task. I'll search for that as well. And there it is again. Another way to find it without going to the actual customer list is from the home page. If I know what status it's in, I can just go to that status and I can search for Anderson. If it's something that's been recently entered, I can sort by age. I can see the oldest first or the newest first. In this case, it's Anderson. So there's my customer file. I've created my first customer, and I've got all the details in here, which is very little to start out with because we haven't put any in, but I've got a new customer and we made it through it. Pretty simple. Catch you on the next video. We'll start building out some activity on this customer and take them through the process. Thanks for watching.